Hello everybody and welcome back to the labs. I am Toasty and thank you for joining me here on another episode of ResonantRise. Woo! Dude, I'm having a lot of fun with these robots. I've done a little bit of work since last episode. Just let me do something here. Whoopsies.
Channel switched.
And yeah, I've had a lot of fun. I've upgraded a little bit. So here's what I was talking about last episode. We finished off and I had mentioned that you can just add more stations and more robots. I've added one more planter. And you can see that he's going strong. And I've changed things up a little. I've added a bunch of robotic or docking stations up here. These ones are really just for storage. They're not doing anything right now. I was thinking about putting something up here right now, but I decided against it. And so we're just going to pick these bad boys up, which is just a shift right click with a bare hand. And they should go right back into your inventory. So what is going on right now exactly is interesting. This guy should not have just done what he just did. Well, maybe he should have. We got trees growing at a pretty good rate. And I don't think our chopper is really keeping up with it. One of the problems that comes up with a farm like this with these choppers and why you really need a couple of these robots is because, excuse me, they take a little break every time they land. If they're out there, they're working, they bounce around, they work, they do their thing. But every time they land, they take a little break. And so what tends to happen, especially at the beginning of the farm, it chops down a whole bunch and then it comes back, and on its way back, another one grows. Well, that's all well and good, except in growing, it has to wait for it to be chopped down for this guy to have his little break. So you do want a couple of the robots chopping. I thought it would be more pertinent right now to have a couple planting, because eventually we're also going to need the planters for the other food farms. I'm thinking like potato and something else, maybe carrot, maybe something. Maybe there's good mod interaction. I'm not sure. There is a mod that was released with Buildcraft that got added into the most recent update of the RR custom MechStation here, and it added a mod called Buildcraft compatibility, which is like it's just supposed to make it talk to other mods more effectively, I think, and it's from the Buildcraft team. So I'm wondering if that might have been something they added. So the other thing that I did just to show you to make sure I could have more docking stations here was put these on the bottom. And so that helped a lot. And you can still interact with them and everything. So that happened. So these guys are actually farming away, and they're working real well. And I have to say, based on the fact that this works, that area system where you set a zone is so much better than the landmark. I hated the landmark system, to be honest. It's a little buggy the way it selects right now, but I'm okay with that. So this guy should come over here and actually just drop off. Where the... Oh, it must be lagging. He should just drop off the saplings, and then he should get up and roll. All right. And now he'll come around here and he'll drop off the rest. So here's what's going on. In this one, we still just got it accepting all items. But what we've said is, hey, I've got an idea. How about, as long as there's items in the inventory, right? As long as there's space in the inventory, request more saplings. So this should stay full of saplings. Now, I don't know what their deal is, but they take long breaks chilling over here. I don't know if it's a pathing thing, getting through the trees. It just takes a second for them to figure that out. Or if it just runs on little bursts for the server's sake. I don't really know. Either way, they're still doing their job. They're still keeping the crops planted. I really wish they could hold more than one. What makes the system really nice, though, is that I don't plan on leaving them up there. I don't think. I'm going to make little workstations for each one, and hopefully be able to configure the area for each one. Once this field is full, you really probably won't need a whole bunch of robots working in one field. It's really just to get it going, and honestly, I could make it faster if I just did it myself to get it full. Once it's full, let them do it and it'd be good to go, but I don't want to. I like watching the robots work. So I've got a couple of ideas on how to integrate this with my ME system really, really effectively. It will require me running some cables and finding I want to keep this build somewhat aesthetic. I like what I've done with it. I like the curves and the color scheme and the blocks, and it's been really good. And the lighting, I love the lighting that I've gone with here. And I'm not tooting my own horn because I'm not good at the building part of things. But what I want to have happen is I really want this to continue to be a semi-aesthetic looking building. Now, obviously, over here, we got some work to do. So I think what's actually going to happen is there's going to be an inset. Or would it be an outset? I don't know. We'll have a wall here that covers this area and adds a little like causeway between them. Because, I mean, this is where all my ME cable is coming out. It's also where my quantum ring is. So I can't really move any of this. I don't want to move any. This is where I decided to put it. And this will be the central chamber, but I do plan on having more off this direction and this direction, right? So having the builds go like this way. Which means these guys will obviously have to move. That's hideous. I might add a separate part of the basement for that. I might not even keep it in this dimension. It's ugly. Excuse me, but it fits. So, I wanted to show you though, I forgot to show this off last time, how I'm doing the lighting here. So, Ender.io adds a lot of good lights. They really do. They add these powered lights. So if we look at Ender.io, we can see that we've got, where are the lights? A bunch of kinds of lights. Powered light inverted, light inverted, wireless powered, and wireless powered inverted. Pretty simple. Regular means it requires a redstone signal to turn on. Inverted means it requires a redstone signal to turn off, so they're on by default. I personally use that one a lot. a lot. What on earth was that? Where was I going? I don't remember where I was going with. Oh, yeah. So, the powered light gives out a good amount of light. The regular light, it's decent. It's not great, but it's decent. It's cheap, and they're subtle, and they're like torches. The wireless powered light is as effective as the powered light, maybe more. I don't really know, but doesn't require a cable to run. What it requires is a wireless charger to be somewhere in the vicinity. Now, the vicinity is actually quite large. Here is my wireless charger. It is reaching over here, but it will not reach up here because I had tried that originally as well. So I'm kind of curious as to how far it goes. So it looks like it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 blocks in a radius. That's pretty massive, actually. And I may have missed one or skipped one. Who knows? 23 seems kind of like an odd number, but they go quite a ways. So I'd like to pick this up without putting my magnet back on, but I will if I have to. All right, that should be in there. Bada boom. This is less expensive. Got it. All right. So I think I'm actually going to put this over here for now as well. Oh, my wireless. I need to expand the wireless range for sure. Come on. Come on. Oh, I hate it when it does this. I found that when you don't see the item reflected there was some sort of like lag between the two, and it doesn't actually select the item. It just brings up that GUI, so it's like you're clicking and nothing happens. So, anyways, as I was saying a while back, was I do want this to stay somewhat aesthetic. You know, and I mean, and by aesthetic, I mean no greater work done than what I did here. That did take it actually took a little while, but mostly because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. But have little docking stations. So I'll come out here. I may come back one and do the farms like here and here. I don't know how I want to do it yet. I got to think about it a little bit, because I will do it side to side, and then we'll do the other set of farms like the mob farms and stuff like that over here, and then this will be for anything else that I want to do or expansion. Oh yeah, this is a good big tree to see him chop down. Come on, buddy. Now their tools do break. That's something to remember. So I also have to automate the provision of tools, which actually isn't that bad. Excuse me. So one of the things that I'd like to do is make an interface terminal. Like so. All right. Not bad, pretty easy. And honestly, I really did want two of these guys, so let's make an interface. Everything is nice and symmetrical right now. I don't want to ruin that. Come on, come on. It's not that hard to make. You got this. You got this. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't make me come down there and kick you at Molecular Assembler. I know where you live. Really doesn't take that long to craft that, actually. That might be kind of stuck. Anyways. So let's put, you know, that'll actually look kind of good right there, I think. Where's my paint applicator? Got white selected. Fa-fa-booey. Boom. Facades? Yeah, I do have some quartz ones still. Not that you would know it. Good grief. The quartz ones look okay on this computer. On my, or actually all of them look okay on this computer. For some reason on my laptop, these are all slightly different shades. Actually, I'd have to check it out on the tower still to see if it is also a different shade. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Oh. There we go. Come on. And one more quartz facade. There we go. So the reason I want this is, oh, now I need two more things. Pattern terminal. That's next. Which is a crafting terminal, which is an ME terminal, which is this guy, which I have none of these of. Oh, my goodness. This is the worst recipe. Quartz glass. This isn't an episode where I had like a huge project. I was like, I'm going to do these 5 things on camera. I don't often put a whole ton of planning into this, which may sound a little strange, but it's a hobby that I love to do, and I have fun with it. I don't really worry about a whole lot of the stuff that goes on with normal channels, and sometimes I have really big plans and sometimes I don't, and it just makes some other aspects of Minecraft fun for me. This is one of those ones that's just kind of in between plans. I've got plans, and I figure I'll just film myself making some of them and take a little breaks and see what happens. But what was I doing? Sorry, off topic. Terminal. There we go. There we go. Oh, I didn't know these were in here. So I need the ME terminal, which is going to require cores, and I always need cores. I mean, you never have enough cores. It's ridiculous. So believe it or not, this very heavy server runs on only 3 gigabytes of RAM, and not even a solid state hard drive or anything, just a regular hard drive. Oh, come on, I have more of those. Yeah, so anyways, believe it or not, this server only runs on 3 gigs of RAM. And there's upwards, the most I've seen, the activity today is pretty low because I think everybody's found other ways of entertaining themselves because of how long the server was down today. But the server itself is, I think the most I've seen at one time is like 9 people. But has a community of about 20 that floats in and out. And where's my pattern? There it is. Oh, you're kidding me. I don't have the process of making patterns automated yet. Just haven't gotten that far. And so that means I gotta go make one more. Anyways, and all things considered runs very, very well. But the last day or so, we've had a lot of problems with these weird TiC spikes. And I mean, sometimes they look like network spikes, sometimes because of just the way they manifest themselves, but they're TiC lag. And Joe's done a lot. I've done a little bit of investigating to try and figure out where it's coming from, because the server does run very, very well for the amount of people we have on it. Joe's done a really good job optimizing it, and even though it's really just unsupported, a lot of the players have chosen to go with Optifine, and that helps their frame rate on a heavy server. And Joe's got a lot of them set up in such a way where, like, he's showed them configs and things that they could use to help with their frame rate. This isn't where my automation is yet. So that goes well for us. And then he's done a lot of work using Cauldron and a few other things, even though they're not really supported, to help with just the server performance, as well as some good Java arguments and different things like that. You know what? Why don't I just throw this whole stack in here? Make as many as you can. And so, all things considered, again, the server runs really well. But yeah, just the last couple days, we've had this really bizarre kind of lag. Something that's very not normal, and it's not network lag. I mean, we're not on a node. We have a dedicated box. It's got a 1 gigabit like internet connection going to it, or I mean 1,000 gigabit. Wait, is that, no? That's insane. It's a 1 gigabit internet connection to it. So like, the network connectivity to it is amazing, and it's just been so strange the way it's cropped up the last few days. We found some random chunks that have like the worst server timings on them for no reason. I mean, we do have a lot of people that use time torches, and they are hard on the server in some ways, but in other ways not so much. So you'd be surprised. A lot of people's gut instinct is to say time torches are really hard on the server. They're not. Time torches themselves don't actually hurt the server really at all. Because of the way they function, they only speed up the tick rate of blocks in its range. It's a big improvement to the way time torches used to be. There it is. It really comes down to what you're using the time torches on. If they're not coded very well, if they're not very efficiently done, having an increased tick speed on a particular tile entity can be quite hard. Now, you get enough of those going and enough of them doubled up, on ExtraUtilities. 1 second. Sorry about that. Had to sneeze. Yeah, you get some ExtraUtilities doubled up on themselves, or some extra time temperatures doubled up, and it can cause some lag, and that was some of it. And we just asked people to kind of take it easy, trim back chunks and things that aren't. Oh, 1 second. That are loaded by default but aren't really being used. So, like, for one example is a lot of, what is it crafting? Oh, those. Pretty much every dimension has an area of it that's loaded. Not every dimension, but most have an area of it that is loaded by default. How is our chopper doing? Is he in the thick of things over here somewhere? I feel like our chopper is missing somewhere. Huh, where'd our chopper go? Well, he may return in a moment when I possibly refill his axe. Throw these guys in here for now. It's just temporary, but it'll work. Yeah, so see, here he comes. What on earth happened to your texture? So yeah, I think I just saw him somewhere. I had an extra robot, did I not? Floating around here. Where'd he go? One, two, three. Now, robot, where are you? Where did he go? Chopper. All right, we're going to help the chopper along a little bit here. We're going to pull out the big guns. Whoa. There he is. He was stuck. Why are you stuck, sir? Huh? That's an interesting problem, actually. So the way that you want to work that is probably get a lever. Just turn this bad boy off and get him to come home. Yep. All right, so he's reset now. That's an interesting thing. I bet there's probably, I wonder if there's a hook in the ComputerCraft API to figure out these guys. Like, say, look and see if there's a robot on the station. And if there is no robot, if the robot's on the station for like 5 minutes, then don't, or then reset that redstone signal kind of a thing, you know? Just something simple like that. I'm sure there is a way, but so, anyways, as I was saying, all along, we've just been playing with these 3 gigs though. We're getting the weird tick lag. And we actually, when we set this box up, it's supposed to have 8 gigabytes of RAM. And it only has 4. And it's been like a month of trying to get this company to put the last 4 sticks in. And they said they're going to do it. They're just slow for some reason. And today was the day that was supposed to happen. And so the server was down for a few hours waiting on some hardware stuff. And I don't think it ever happened. It was, you know, I said that in the last episode too. But hopefully next time we come back, that will be done. Because I will be gone for about a week here. And hopefully it will be taken care of by the time I get back. So, anywhooser, I'm going to call it there for a few moments. I'm just going to cut here. And we'll come back once I've made the adjustments that I'd like to make to this little setup. So we'll be right back.